All right, let's just start tonight with this abomination. Make America Gavin again. MAGA apparently now means Gavin Newsom's wet dream of being the president. Listen, America has never been Gavin, okay? And I damn sure, and it damn sure doesn't need to be. That flag should be hanging in a circus tent, not flying at a boat parade. Now, the other thing is that he's got a whole merch store saying like real patriot, like it's like the red hat, but it says real patriot. And get this, he's got $100, and he sold out, $100 Bible signed by Gavin Newsom. They sold out, right? Now, I told you guys months ago, that Gavin Newsom was going to be the Democrats' next pick. He's out here doing the podcast circuits. He's starting his own podcast, doing the softball interviews, and hell, Sean Ronna had on there, gave him a firearm and didn't give me any hard questions. He's running the same playbook Trump used to build an unstoppable base. But make no mistake, man, Newsom isn't Trump. He's a dangerous man in a different way. He's young, he's slick, he's got Hollywood and Silicon Valley money ready to bankroll him. And here's the kicker. Democrats have openly admitted they lost the war on masculinity. Men are done with their soy boy campaigns. So now what you're about to see is a rebranded Newsom. Staged photos with probably firearms, pretending to be rugged, shaking hands with steelworkers that he'll never actually let work. You'll see a campaign dripping with fake testosterone. They're going to package him up like a tough guy because they know weakness is why they've been losing ground. And again, he's selling signed Bibles for $100. So he's even pushing that realm to get into the Christianity circuit. Okay. Now, meanwhile, today, Donald Trump signed an executive order. 1 year in prison if you burn the American flag. Let me play the clip for you.
Lastly, sir, this is an executive order on flag burning. It charges your attorney general.
Would you listen to this? This is very important. Flag burning. All over the country, they're burning flags. All over the world, they burn the American flag. And as you know, through a very sad court, I guess it was a 5-4 decision, they called it freedom of speech. But there's another reason, which is perhaps much more important. It's called death. Because what happens when you burn a flag is the area goes crazy. If you have hundreds of people, they go crazy. You can do other things. You can burn this piece of paper. But when you burn the American flag, it incites riots at levels that we've never seen before. People go crazy. In a way, both ways. There are some that are going crazy for doing it. There are others that are angry about them doing it. Do you want to discuss that?
Sure. So what the executive order does charges your Department of Justice with investigating instances of flag burning, and then where there's evidence of criminal activity, where prosecution wouldn't fall afoul of the First Amendment, and instructs the Department of Justice to prosecute those who are engaged in these instances of flag burning.
And what the penalty is going to be, if you burn a flag, you get 1 year in jail, no early exits, no nothing. You get 1 year in jail. If you burn a flag, you get, and what it does is incite to riot. I hope they use that language, by the way. Did they?
Yeah, incitement.
Incite to riot. And you burn a flag, you get 1 year in jail. You don't get 10 years, you don't get 1 month. You get 1 year in jail, and it goes on your record. And you will see flag burning stopping immediately, just like when I signed the Statute and Monument Act. 10 years in jail if you hurt any of our beautiful monuments. Everybody left town. They were gone. Never had a problem after that. It's pretty amazing.
Now, some people are screaming, freedom of speech is dead. Others cheered it like it's the second coming of Christ. Let me break this down. Personally, man, you burn a flag that's draped on coffins in Arlington. You touch or you torch the symbol that men bled out under Fallujah, Normandy, Khe Sanh. Prison is the least you deserve. The flag isn't just fabric, man. It's blood, sacrifice, and history. But here's the reality. An executive order is a memo. It's not a law. It's a sticky note on the Constitution. It's a short-term Band-Aid that, you know, I've tried to tell people this. I saw people cheering about it saying, finally, we got this fixed. It's only fixed for a short term. The next president, and probably Gavin Newsom, will rip it up in 2 seconds. So while people are cheering, remember, if you want laws that stick, you need Congress. You need actual legislative teeth. Otherwise, it's just symbolism. And now I'm happy about this in the interim. I don't ever want to see an American flag get burned. It pisses me off. And I don't think it's freedom of speech to burn the flag that you live in. You go do that junk in some other country, man, they'll do very bad things to you. But what we need to do, and has been my problem the past few months with the Trump administration, is we need to disassemble the swamp, period. I've been saying that. Everybody's cheering these Band-Aids, right? Like, you know, the uniparty's got to go, man. I know I upset many people last night, but, you know, that people were saying, I was saying that sending the military out, and they're like, well, we need to clean the streets. You're not going to clean them up. The same dirtbags are still in charge of those cities. You're attacking low-hanging fruit. We need actual change by getting rid of the swamp, what we were promised. Not a bunch of Band-Aids that's going to disassemble as soon as the man leaves office. But let me make something clear here, man. I am a constitutionalist. I'm a conservative. I'm not a cultist. I'm not for big government, okay? Because sending groups out to clean up cities, that's in other states, is big government. I'm not for that. Our forefathers didn't want that, but somehow now we have the patriots cheering it on. The same patriots and conservatives that was cheering on the Patriot Act when Bush did it. They're cheering for Washington to take over states. They're cheering for mass surveillance because our team said so. How many guys, how many messages I got said, oh man, I'm good with them doing the iris scan, you know, if it makes their streets safe. Dude, it's always about safety and security. Okay, it's always about that. That's how they blindside you. And I want to give you a life hack real quick. How to tell you're in a cult, right, is that you agree with things you would be normally against just because your Messiah is doing it. Kind of like when Biden was sending all your tax dollars to Ukraine, but now you're okay with it. It's now 20D chess moves. You can't be critical of a cult leader. When I see my man backing Lindsey Graham, I'm not going to cheer that. I'm not going to cheer that. He is the swamp. I thought we were supposed to drain the swamp. We're pushing to help him get reelected. When I see the Epstein thing called a hoax, dude, sorry, I got to call balls and strikes. I'm not going to cheer on things just because my team is doing it. And speaking of that, let's get into the part. The flag burning memo took the internet by storm today. Look, I don't want a flag ever burned at all. I'm happy. Even if it's just a Band-Aid, at least it's some forward momentum. Thank God. But this should have pissed off every American today, and it was not talked about. Trump announced that 600,000, let me repeat that, 600,000 Chinese students will be allowed to come to study in America. Listen.
You would like me to come to China? It's a very important relationship. As you know, we're taking a lot of money in from China because of the tariffs and the different things, and it's a very important relationship. We're going to get along good with China. I hear so many stories about we're not going to allow their students, or we're going to allow their students to come in. We're going to allow, it's very important, 600,000 students. It's very important. But we're going to get along with China. But it's a different relationship that we have now with China. It's a much better relationship economically than it was before. Relationship, we're going to get along good with China. I hear so many stories about we're not going to allow their students, or we're going to allow their students to come in. We're going to allow, it's very important, 600,000 students. It's very important. But
all this money is being made on tariffs. All the money that Doge supposedly uncovered that was wasteful spending. The big, beautiful bill increased the deficit. When have you got a break? Because the big corporations got 14% tax break. Last week's grocery bills, how much were they? They were probably more than usual because they have been. They've been still climbing. 600,000 Chinese people clap. Universities are clapping. The globalists are clapping. Me, I see 600,000 operatives. By law, you can look at it here. By law, every Chinese citizen can be used as an agent for the CCP. That is not a conspiracy. That is their doctrine. So when you bring in 600,000 students, you're not importing scholars, you're importing surveillance. They'll flood our universities, sit in our tech labs, gather intel, funnel it straight back to Beijing. Okay? And how many of the Chinese, the hundreds of thousands that cross the border, have you seen get sent back? I've seen the landscapers, I've seen the Home Depot day workers, and I've seen the roofers. I've not seen one Chinese operative got sent back yet. They were uncovering labs everywhere. They got police stations. Hadn't seen those things get busted up yet. Sorry, balls and strikes, guys. Sorry. May hurt your feelings a little bit. And here's the insult, though. While they get the scholarships, they're getting scholarships too. They're not coming to college in the U.S. to pay. And they're getting STEM seats. We're pumping out the construction workers, day laborers, debt slaves with useless degrees. We're shipping in spies and exporting our future. Again, none of the operatives got sent home. Okay. These guys are going to come here and get free education as well. They're going to take all of it back to China. How many veterans? I see veterans struggling all the time. All the time. Why don't we get 600,000 veterans into school? Right? How many of you that have fell on hard times that deserve a second chance in life? Why not do that for Americans? Think about it, dude. We've already caught Chinese spies in our universities. I just did a video a few weeks ago about Stanford. I've done videos about them buying off sailors, soldiers to hand over classified intel. One just got prosecuted last week. And now we're rolling out the red carpet. That's not foreign policy. That's national implosion. That's letting the fox move into the hen house and handing him the keys to the coop. That's what that is. And on top of all this, we got, like, as if this wasn't enough stupidity. Just yesterday, China threatened us over Venezuela. Yes. Even Russia did too, sending one-way attack drones to deter any military action against U.S. Trump sent 3 guided missile destroyers, surveillance aircraft, a nuclear-powered submarine, and about 2,000 some odd Marines, a few Navy SEALs, into the Caribbean waters. Officially, it's a counter-narcotics mission aimed at dismantling drug cartels tied to Maduro. But here's the twist. Maduro is China's boy. He brags that Xi Jinping gifted him a personal smartphone. He literally says he uses it called Qi directly. And China has pumped $70 billion into Venezuela, financing energy projects, infrastructure, propping that regime up like it's their backyard outpost. So what happens now? American destroyers on one side, Chinese-backed Venezuela on the other. Beijing saying, back off or else. That's not a drug bust. That's a Cuban Missile Crisis in slow motion. Now, and we're bringing over 600,000 spies. You see, it all ties together. While everyone's distracted with the clown shows like Gavin Newsom, fake masculinity campaign, the real moves are being made behind the curtain. China isn't just playing in Asia anymore. They're buying influence in our hemisphere, guys. They've locked down Africa. They spread through the Pacific. And now they're planting a flag in Venezuela, 1,300 miles from Miami. Not to mention their connections with the Taliban. And people are asleep. We're fighting about Stupid stuff, nonsense. Meanwhile, China's inserting 600,000 operatives into our schools, funding narco dictators, and setting up staging grounds right off our coast. It's not random. This is infiltration, destabilization, and a preparation for confrontation. That's the trifecta. And America's got to wake up. The go team, go. Whatever you do, I'm behind you. You want to take my AR-15s? Yes, Patriot USA. So let me leave you with this. Newsom's coming. Hollywood's ready to annoy him. Silicon Valley's ready to annoy him. They'll put him in flannels, make him shoot guns probably, slap a manly coat of paint on a tyrant. Meanwhile, Trump's signing memos that will vanish the next election, and people are acting like it's permanent. And China's playing a 50-year game while everybody else is scrolling TikTok. The battlefield isn't just overseas, guys. It is here in our schools, in our politics, and in our culture. Every inch of ground we give up to weakness and stupidity is another inch they'll exploit. If Americans don't wise up, America won't be America again. It'll be Gavin's playground. It'll be Xi's foothold. It'll be Maduro's cartel port. And don't you remember, Gavin Newsom met Xi Jinping, rolled out the red carpet, cleaned up the homeless in the streets, and brought him here. So you don't think that's a real possibility? I know so many people, J.D. Vance is going to get it. I got something for you on J.D. Vance. Palantir ties, Peter Thiel, all that. We can discuss that maybe tomorrow. But the fact of the matter is if you hadn't got your black pill out, you might want to start taking a look at it. Me, I refuse to live in that version of America. I do. I'm not going to sit here and cheer on destruction, and I don't care where it comes from. I don't understand how we've got foreign countries taking over our uniparty politicians, and the people who try to say something about it, they attack viciously. You've probably seen it lately, hence the USS Liberty hat. It's time to stay frosty, stay strapped, and stay dangerous. Let me know in the comments what's your thoughts on this, or you're cool. 600,000, yeah, man, it'll help all of us. Let me know. If you drank the Kool-Aid, let me know. Thanks, guys, for watching. Again, Frosty, Stratton, Dangerous, Black Scout, out.